phone, so I can't see anything. Give me a thumbs up if you can see and hear me because the screen is not facing me, so I have no clue what you're looking at. Let's just hope that it's working right. We are right now waiting for the final raid. Everybody with the CEO Challenge Showcase is over with Josie's Junk in the Trunk Mercantile, and she's going to be coming over here in about 2 minutes. As soon as they come over, we will co-host Tony and Lysandra from I Love Discounts, and we're going to do the wrap up of the CEO Challenge. Hopefully, you guys have been following along. We have met 8 wonderful participants tonight, and I don't want to talk too much about it until the raid comes over. But I have pages of notes. We're going to do the wrap up. We're going to talk about some stuff they did great, just observations. Tony and Lysandra from I Love Discounts will give some more constructive feedback. And that's how we're going to play this. I love getting to be the good cop. I don't have to be the bad cop. That's not my role. I get to be the good cop. So, too many things in my life already. I got to be the bad cop. I like this role better. So, anyways, I cannot see the chat. So, if you guys are saying anything, hopefully my husband's monitoring and he can let me know. My love. All right. He's like, thumbs up. Okay. I don't know what that means. Um, but we are so excited to have the second season of the CEO Challenge to um, actually just have 8 participants, people working on their business. So the whole concept of this is building the business, not the show. Tonight was the first showcase where we got to hear what the metric is that our participants are focusing on, what their current baseline is, how they're going to improve their metric over the course of the month. Um, and we are really looking forward to watching them grow and expand their businesses. Now we got to keep in mind realistic expectations. We have a month here. We have 4 weeks. There's only so much growth that can happen in 4 weeks. Let's see here. Are we going to co-host? Are we? What are we doing? All right, hold on. We're
Well,
getting
hi.
there.
We're here. Uh-oh.
All right, maybe we're here. Hold
Echo.
on.
Hello.
I'm hello. I can't
Hello.
see you. So, and
Yeah.
Noelle has my phone turned around that I am like going at this blind. I cannot see you whatsoever. He promised me I'd be able to see you on the screen.
Now you know
So,
what it's like for Tony during the podcast.
okay. Oh, we're waiting for her to raid. So, as
She's
soon as
coming
Josie
now.
raids, here she comes. I
She's
should be able
coming
to
now.
see you. Okay.
Lies, all lies.
Let's see here.
There we go. Oh, I got to get out.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Now I can see. And did we lose our co host? All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out on the CEO Challenge Showcase Season 2. This is our first showcase of this season. We're about to co host I Love Discounts so we can do some feedback, do the show wrap up. We had 8 great participants introduce themselves tonight. Oh my gosh, what a wide range of personalities and businesses and business models. We have 4 different metrics that we're going to be measuring over the course of the next month. Um, all right. I love discount. Tony is, I was gonna say Tony is fired up, but I don't think that's what you just said in the chat. Let's go ahead and get them co-hosted. We're getting there. We're gonna co-host you.
Tell him to go out in the commercial.
All right. I love discounts. Go out and come back in and then say something as soon as you come back in, and we'll get you co-hosted. So before we go too far where we're kind of they're going out, they'll come right back. So 8 participants. We got to meet them tonight. We got little glimpses inside their business, like just kind of how they came to be on Whatnot. That's always part of my favorite part. I love to hear like the stories behind the scenes. Like, how did you get here? How did you find out about Whatnot? Some of us told the stories of their name, how they got their name, and some of us we heard just about why they picked the metrics they did pick, the ones they didn't want to pick, and just so much about their business. What I'm curious about is all of you, if you were to pick one of those metrics of the ones that our participants picked, what would you pick? So we had tonight the 4 metrics that they're looking at. There's I Love Discounts.
I know. I'm gonna invite Mel to co-host.
No, it's I Love Discounts,
I
please.
know. And there it is.
All right, here they come. So would you pick average order value, consistency, repeat buyers, or sell-through rate? What would you pick? There they are.
Hi.
Hello.
Consistency for us.
For you,
Consistency.
so we have a couple of consistency. AOV and consistency are pretty much. Oh, there's a sell-through rate.
Although
I
I have a question for this, Tracy.
yes.
How are you measuring consistency improvement over? Sorry, I was sad that I was still in Josie's room and got raided in and bumped the co-host and had to do all the debacle. I was like, it's my fault. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
But how what's the measurement for consistency?
So that out of all of them is the most subjective one.
Yeah.
And it's really more of what were you doing before? What is your goal now? And are you making strides to reach that goal? So like if we were to take Crystal, for example, hers is setting up systems that she didn't have. So it's really subjective. It's really them
Hers too.
self-evaluating and saying, hey, I've really been good at this. Or they have to be honest with themselves and say, no, I kind of sucked at it.
Wait, I have to trust that
Yes.
Crystal is giving the correct information that she's improving.
Yes. Yes.
Crystal.
And like not moving your shows, Mel and Stella points out, not rescheduling your shows, being if you want to pre-list, are you pre-listing or whatever it is that you're how you're running your shows, doing that
Yeah.
consistently, working on the systems is what I heard a couple of people say tonight. We
I
had
did too.
three people pick consistency,
Yeah.
which that's
Which
huge.
is why I brought up the question, how am I going to judge anything on consistency when nothing personal to most of you?
Mhm.
I've not been in your shows much, if at all, and I wouldn't know if you were consistent prior to this to post this. So I don't know.
Crystal's like, well, come to my shows and see. Come on. All right. So this is new to us. We have never done this back and forth as a wrap up show. So I'm thinking we just start at the top of the list and let's go through and I'll say something nice and you say something nice too that's constructive. How
Look,
about
old school notes, new school notes.
that?
Hey.
Tony, I'm with you. Tony. Yep.
Hey, look, number one. This is impressive for Tony. Hey, Mystery Labs. Number two, y'all are lucky that I sat and listened for 2 hours and
Did good.
just listened and paid attention enough to take notes.
You did good.
I did good. I'm just saying.
Do you want a cookie?
I need a cookie.
I kind of feel like this is the wild version of our podcast here. I just gotta say, we don't
Wide
have
open.
Jeremy to keep us in line,
No Jeremy tonight. It's going to be wide open. Let's go.
All right, let's start. Estate addicts. Miss Stephanie, Northwest Florida. First off, another Florida girl, so we got that going on. That's positive right there. Um, I have to say, your average order value. This is the one that you chose. Is actually not really bad. I love that you're focused on it, but I was pretty impressed that it's around getting near that $10 mark already. Um, Not bad at all. I mean that's in vintage. That's hard to do. Um, you had talked about focusing on like show flow. My question is kind of like, what are you known for? Like, what is it that thing that you're known for? Because what is it that's going to keep people coming back to say, oh, I want to go see estate addicts for this? So to me, that's part of the one of the things of increasing the average order value. But I already think that you're doing pretty darn good. And just keeping it realistic and how much we're trying to improve in 4 weeks. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, first and foremost, you mentioned about going to estate sales and bringing up the calculated average cost of goods,
I
and
like that.
I love that. I love that you're
Yes.
keeping track right at the purchase point. But what you also said was, I went to a higher, a more expensive one, and I bought these items for $5 or $6. So now I know that I have to start them at $9 or $10. So are you doing varying starts, and are you doing your average order value based on the higher starts, or are you doing lower like $1 starts and hoping that you get up to that?
I had varied start prices as a note too.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're varying your starts based on cost of goods, then I have to question your average order value being a valid metric because you're just going to purchase higher things to get there, right?
I heard that, Noel.
I heard you. And and again, this wasn't anything bad. It's just that was my first thought when you said average order value, but then you're calculating cost of goods at the site of purchase, and then you already know what you're going to be selling those start prices at. Are you just saying, okay, I'm going to start them? I want my average order value to be 10.50 or $12 that you were talking about. So now are all your start prices just $12 and you're hoping it sells for that?
Very good questions. No. Okay, so the answer is no. And I think you're like right spot on because I was thinking the same thing. You already know I'm not a fan of varied start prices.
Me
Mhm.
I'm a
either.
fan of one start price and you source to the start price that you pick. So might want
She
to
means for the
think
show,
about it.
people, not across all shows.
Correct. Correct. So for
You just talk
if
with
you're
your
doing a
mouth
show
Sort
and
of.
it's you want to start at $10, you consider that $10 starting point when you're sourcing. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to pay $10 for this, knowing I'm going to start it at 10, or I'm going to pay 5, knowing I'm going to start it at 10. Then average order value really becomes this metric of where your profitability is. It all gets mixed together. So
Hmm.
go ahead. What are your keep going with your thoughts?
I was just gonna say, if it all gets mixed together, what are your? You go to estate auction A, your average cost of goods is 75 cents. You go to B, your average cost of goods is $9. You're mixing it all together. What's your start price for the show?
So I 7, 9, or 12 usually. So what I would look at is possibly trying to narrow that down to less of a spread on start prices, trying to get it the same if you can, if you're comfortable with that. Um, not absolutely necessary. I think it helps, but looking at what is your pricing, like what is the pricing model? You don't need to you don't have to tell us here in the chat, but looking at what that pricing model is, how do you come up with that 7, 9, or 12? Is it whatever I pay and I'm doubling it? So
That's what
what are
I
we
took it
looking
as
at that?
in our 15 minutes. That's what I took it as because she used that $5
Yeah,
example. Um,
No, just a
just a
feeling.
just a
feeling.
feeling.
So
So
if it, go ahead, Lysandra.
I have a suggestion instead of having varied start prices within your show. So if you guys don't know Tracy's back end, right? She has shows every Saturday and she has shelves dedicated for those shows that she sources for. What if you had a $7 start show and a $9 start show and a $12 start show? Obviously, that means you need to carry a little bit more inventory, but at least it takes a lot of the decision fatigue out for your buyers during your actual show.
I love that idea too. Mel and Stella's like, I like that. Me too. I
If
love that idea.
if your average cost of goods are sometimes under $1 and sometimes $4, $5, $6, what's wrong with just doing $1 start?
Oh my gosh. I would also say lower start prices, but I never want to force people to try to do lower start prices.
It wasn't forcing. I'm just throwing suggestions.
I feel the same way. I'm a big proponent of lower start prices, but I don't want to like it's not. You need to make up your mind where
You
you're
don't need to
comfortable.
listen to
What can
Tony.
you stomach?
Thanks, Mel.
What can you live with? And go to bed and feel okay about every night.
I've done $3 and $4 starts usually for clearing out. So
But
let's see how your 4 weeks goes, estate. Sorry, Stephanie. Let's see how your 4 weeks goes, and then I might challenge you to do your clear outs at dollar starts.
I like that too. And Crystal asked a good question. How many of your items get bid up from the starting price? So how many people are just like, nah,
Yeah,
your starting price is my max, or are you seeing bidding wars? Because that's really going to tell you where your pricing is and if you're on point or not on your pricing.
100%.
Yep.
That's a
It's a
mix
mix
also.
also.
Okay.
So try. I love Tony's idea of, or Lysandra, whoever came up with it, the shows starting at certain prices, and watch what price point are you creating bidding wars at. Maybe you can narrow it down to be like, okay, maybe $5 is a good starting price.
I mean,
So
the biggest thing that all of us preach, literally, and preach it till we're blue in the face, is lowering the barrier to purchase.
mhm,
We all preach. Tracy preaches it. Jeremy
yeah.
preaches it. We preach it. There's hundreds of sellers out there who preach it. Lower the barrier to purchase, whether it's with your lower starts or the shipping or whatever it is you have. Just thoughts. I'm not trying to push you into anything you're not comfortable with, but those were my initial thoughts for what you're trying to do with the challenge right off the rip.
And ironically, lower starts increases average order value. It
Yes,
just it does. Ironically, it does. Janice finds it had a good question, and I know both of us are very different in this. Her question was, "Did you start with dollar starts when you were new? How long did it take you to get there?" So, do you want to answer it? Because I know your
Day
experience
one.
and mine are.
We started 18 months ago.
Day
Dollar
one
starts, max shipping on day one
with 3 followers.
with 3 followers. We
Yep.
we came into the app. We looked around the app. For those of you that don't know, I love discounts. We scrolled through the app for about 2 weeks to learn how we liked how we wanted to run our shows. We scroll through Tracy's show and then anybody else's and pulled it apart. This is what I liked from this show. This is what I didn't like from this show. This is what I wanted. This is what I like and don't like. And then we tried to figure out and how to incorporate it into something that suits us. And then 2 weeks later, we started selling $1 max shipping, period.
So, and mine was different. I didn't start dollar starts till about a year in, and I was averaging about 10 people per show, maybe. On a good day, I would have about 10 people. And I started at dollar starts. Dollar starts, I think I did reduced shipping at like $9.21 at that point. Then I did dollar starts free shipping. Before that, I did varying prices, was not making any money on varying prices. And then eventually went to dollar starts with my 450 shipping. Best move I've ever made is going to dollar starts.
Graham, you don't know that if you've never tried dollar starts.
Yep.
So I want to say that I spent a lot of time looking at your guys' bios and profiles
and
and, your,
shows.
and thumbnails. And one thing I had a question for Stephanie with the State Addicts. One, I love your name. But what is with the ocean thumbnail? What does it say about you and or your product besides you live near the water? Nothing.
Ew, nothing. So to piggyback on that thought, maybe pull a thumbnail that defines you a little bit more, or the product, or something in your theme or genre.
Mhm.
And I'm not picking on just you.
Mhm.
I actually think most everybody needs a different logo. Little thumbnail logo. But that could be personal preference.
Wow, and I thought I was supposed to be the mean one.
Forgotten, you've got an agreed. You've got people that forgotten memories is like agreed in there. So you have some backup going on.
No.
No, not
There,
different for each.
there should be consistency in your show thumbnails.
Mhm.
They don't have to be exactly the same. There should be consistency there. But for me, when I was going through her shows, and I just see the picture of the water, which, while gorgeous, told me nothing about what she was selling in that show or anything about her.
Yeah,
And I feel like it needs to be tied to one or both in some
Both.
way.
both, Livy. For most of the 8 that we just saw, both.
So thumbnail and profile pic.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's
And-
what people
and-
are asking.
No, I've got. I'll go down. Some of them I loved your show thumbnails.
And actual profile.
All right.
I'll go through.
Okay.
Do we want to move on to Livy? We want to talk about
Yeah, otherwise we can
about the
do this
next one.
for
All right.
till
Livy
midnight.
will. Another average order value. So this is our second average order value focused on. Currently at 11. again, that's pretty darn good for vintage.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
it really is. Wants to get up to about 1375. I think that's a stretch for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe let's reel that in a little bit. Let's be really realistic on what we can do in 4 weeks. But I love that you have high goals. How are you going to do this? So you mentioned focusing on the items to be items that you could be more excited about. And I really like the fact that you are already looking at your inventory and you're like, I'm not excited about these. It's hard for me to sell them if I can't get excited about them. So I like that you're already thinking along those lines. So, and you mentioned better sourcing. So I think those are all really good positives there that you're already thinking like, okay, how can I do this? How do I improve this? And inventory being a big part of your average order value. Because if you can't sell it, if you can't talk it up, if you can't get excited about it for any reason, you're not going to get the money for it. That's my feedback.
You are correct. Go ahead, you first.
My feedback is that you were obviously very, very nervous. And it could have been the show. Maybe some of it is your personality naturally, but it definitely came through the screen that you were really, really nervous.
I'll do it.
Your dog, while I understand the pain of loss, and I've never been to any of your shows, but you cannot let grief come into any of your selling shows. If you want to have a grief support chat show,
I wrote that down too.
that can absolutely be your type of community show, but make sure that's not coming into your selling shows whatsoever. That brings it brings just
The vibe.
the vibe down of your show, which then is going to bring your average order down or the swipies down.
And the reality of it is, as you and I, again, I've not been in your show, so I don't know this one way or another. But as you gain a following and gain your customers, your community, you can share that, right? You'll feel comfortable with those people that are regular in your show day to day to day to day to day. And it's naturally going to happen, right? Because they share a part of our lives. Our life is on Whatnot, right? This is our lives. It's like a damn soap opera. I know. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it sucks, but it is a soap opera and they come back to you because they like you. So you are going to share those pertinent details and things that happen. But I will just piggyback exactly that. The grief part of it, it wasn't just the dog. There was a couple of things you mentioned in there. That should not be a part of building your show or your audience. You save that for, moments in time. You save that for a seller support show or something like that. Would you recommend the seller rebrand like her actual Whatnot name? No. I mean, her name's kind of difficult. Livy Will. It isn't the easiest of names to go and search or remember because of the spelling. But I mean, I don't know that I would say change it.
I know, Mel.
Yeah, I know, Mel.
Yeah,
but-
it's unique. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily recommend a name change.
No.
I wouldn't, but
And I liked that you gave a plug for your next show.
yes, the call
You
to action
already
at the end was
you
awesome.
you already started. And there's a few more that did other things too, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about those too, but I like that you did that.
I wasn't
Yes, the call to action. I want to say,
Of
and
course not.
I'm going to talk about another seller, and you guys know this seller on a more personal level than I do. But the dog story reminds me of Jack's Treasures. With
Mhm.
Jack's
With his
Treasures,
cat.
when they first started on Whatnot, Jack was actually their cat who had passed away, and they would tell the story frequently until I think it may have been Jeremy. I don't know. Somebody came and told them, "Hey, the exact same conversation we just had. Don't do that." And did they not see a switch in their business when they stopped doing that? Was that not a turning point for them?
Yeah.
So
Funny enough,
I was
the
trying to be
first
professional.
the first time I met Brian from Jack's Treasures, I called him Jack. I thought his name was Jack.
Yep. She
He
sure
looked
did.
at me like, well, like, who in the world are you? So I had two other things for you, Livy.
Kirsten.
Er,
Kirsten. It's
Kirsten.
Kirsten, right?
Kirsten.
How are those treasures that you're buying on Whatnot helping your goals in your business? Is spending that money in other people's shows actually helping you, or is it just collecting? And Tony and I struggled with this too. Download that CSV file of your purchases. It is mind boggling sometimes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She
That
downloaded
is-
our purchase history and was like, you have to stop spending on the app. And I'm like, well, that's not me and that's not me. Maybe you need to stop spending on the app too. So collectively, you have to manage it. So
And then
recommend it.
you
Yes, go
talked
check it.
about how you don't like to throw away things and that everything has value. And while everything might have value, is it actually profitable for you as a business? And so I just kind of want you to think about that and have that in the back of your head. Now, if you're repurposing it at all, I love the things you were doing with the ephemera cards and things like that. That might be a little bit different, but sometimes things just aren't profitable to sell.
That was a lesson I had to learn. That was a hard one for me, is because I always think there's a buyer for everything, and ultimately everything will sell. But what's your brand? Like,
Yeah.
and even now, there'll be days where I'll do a show and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Just get rid of that. Like, there's still times when I do a show and I'm like, what the hell? Like, afterwards, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, it's a really hard one for those of us that love vintage, because we see value in everything.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean the buyers see
It's
value in
ugly.
everything. Yes.
Exactly.
My last thing was about your thumbnail, your logo thumbnail. While I appreciate it's not a picture of you, you can't tell what it is when you're going through the chat at
Mhm.
all. That was all of mine.
Yeah. I do want to say, for going back to your comment at the beginning of looking very nervous, um, Zach, I'm gonna call you out. Forgotten Memories, season 1 was the exact same way. This show, this exact first one, you could visibly see him almost shaking.
Yep.
And he practiced and practiced and practiced, and there was noted drastic improvement by week 4. Like, and now he flips the camera around. He does after the CEO challenge, he started doing his own talk show. Now he's just like, hey, let's have a chat. Like it's nothing.
What
So
up?
it is a skill you can learn.
I will say this. I thought that all 8 of them would have been a little more
Prepared.
prepared.
There's no way.
You think?
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Not
Between
everybody
between
has
their
the gift
elevator.
of gab.
Maybe not, but you're selling on Whatnot. You damn well better get the gift of gab.
But it's hard to have the camera focused on you without a product to distract. Yeah, a
Yes.
lot of
It
times
is.
we use a product to distract. It is very difficult to have that camera on you full force.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
with Tracy.
I'm gonna meddle here, but
Come on over here if you're gonna talk, you gotta get your
But-
camera.
in this case, and I mentioned this to Tracy, there's a big difference between focusing your attention on the product that you're selling and talking about you and the metrics of your business in a business
Hard.
environment. That it takes a lot of mental focus and a lot of attention.
Mhm.
And that is nerve-wracking.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I think I saw it in the first season too. Like, it is difficult if you're just not a natural camera person. And every now and then you'll see somebody who's just natural. They like Tony. Tony, you get on there and you talk and you just like you blow my mind sometimes. Like, you don't have notes or anything, and for 20 minutes you're just talking, and I'm like, how does he do that? Like, how in the world?
He could do it for 2 hours.
Like, but to some other people, like,
listen,
it's hard.
seriously. I am not setting myself as the example for that 15 minutes
Oh no,
introduction.
you just do a really good job though. You
But
do.
what I would have said is, everybody on Whatnot should have the elevator speech of who they are and what they do for raids,
Mhm.
for sure, right?
Yes,
So everybody,
absolutely.
I blow it all the time. I get it. What does this look for?
What's your elevator speech?
I don't know. It's whatever happening at the
No,
moment.
Stella said
Fine.
Mel says, I didn't before the CEO challenge. It was
Really?
something to learn.
Oh, well, maybe this is a learning thing with the
Yeah.
CEO challenge then.
Miss
Okay.
Jen Hen too. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Then I will stop and we'll just learn as it goes.
It's okay. Hey, I love this. I think this is giving far more valuable feedback than I was able to do in season one. Y'all in season one, I feel like I cheated you. Just sorry. Like at this point, already two people in. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on to Crystal. Crystal's vintage collection. Her
Oh, boy.
metric was consistency, which really was the systems behind to be consistent in her shows, and it was really moving from one show to the other. So packing up, putting away, getting that one show out, and getting prepared for the next one, and keeping that going over and over seemed to be kind of like the big thing that she was working on. Um, I do have to say, major applause to you for being willing to take risk and try things with your business. The fact that you're doing this new show at Dollar Starts and Reduced Shipping, huge
Mhm.
applause to that, because running a successful business takes being able to stomach some risk in there. So I am loving that you're doing that.
Is it our turn?
Go for it.
Right.
So I'm very familiar with Crystal's Vintage Collective. I've known her for quite some time. Really, my biggest thing for you, Crystals, and I know you already know this, is um lots of ums.
I didn't get to see Zach, and I know Zach is an ummer. How did Zach, how did you do happen? How did you do with the ums in your challenge? Um, as I just did it. So many. Okay.
Rewatch your shows, Crystals.
Yeah. Zach still says every now and then, but there was a noted difference by the end of it. There really was a noted difference. Like, I don't know what you did, Zach, to focus on it. Yeah, Zach has forgotten memories, just so make sure everybody knows who we're talking about. There we go.
I
Listen,
know.
now,
I
now
know.
we're
It
all
happens.
gonna say it.
I know. It happens. It happens. But I had a phone call with Zach one night. I think it was about Battle of the Best, wasn't it? And he was asking, advice and whatever, and I said, "Dude, you got to quit the ums. It's the I know, I know, I know." So at least he knows about it, and it wasn't a blind eye. So
And I do want to point out that processes on the back end is something that we are working on as a business in 2026 on a little bit bigger of a scale, but still, it's the same goal. It's the same thing. And I feel like you can do it, but you really, Crystals, you really need to figure out your space. Your
100%
space. And you've
space
got to carve out some spots for your business to be organized.
space cannot be an issue for grow and running a show. It can't. It can't. You can't say I can't run a show tomorrow because I did not sell out last night.
What's wrong with the running if you didn't sell out a show? What's wrong with doing a pop-up show and running the rest of it?
I used
That
to
was
do
my
that.
thought process.
When I first started, I would have a Saturday show, and I was nowhere near 100% sell through rate. And it was okay, whatever didn't sell on Saturday night, 8 a.m. Sunday morning, we're just running that same show again.
Mix it up and do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my thought process when you were talking about that. Well, now I got to move these books out of the way so I can bring in the next show. Well, why do we want to create that inefficiency to begin with? Do a pop-up show and sell the rest of the books.
How long are you running these selling shows when you were doing these books? 2, 3, 4 hours? Run 6.
Not everybody can do long shows either, Tony.
I don't know why.
This back end system, I'm really happy you picked that because it's such an important part of reducing the mental load, particularly for those of us that work other jobs too.
I agree.
We have even more limited time to be able to set up for a show, tear it down, set it back up, do whatever it is in between from one show to the next that you need to do. So if you get that process down, if you figure out what works for you, and think about this, I see it. Thank you. Think about this. I know you're wanting to pre-list because we've talked about how pre-listing helps bring up that average order value. Be realistic. Maybe pre-listing. I've had to go to the point on my Saturday shows that I can't pre-list 50 items anymore. I'm pre-listing 25
Mhm.
because I don't have time. Like, be realistic in your system and think, okay, what can I really achieve here?
So I'm going to go kind of ping off of what Liz like said is If you don't like selling books and because of that, your enthusiasm is never going to come into the show and you're never going to do a longer show or multiple shows to get them out, maybe you go through and just pick out the top valued ones, put them in your bin. I know you pre-list and donate the rest and get them out.
Just get them gone. Or have the show and literally run 5 second sudden death at $1 starts because you don't care about them. And then whatever doesn't sell, then get rid of the next morning so your space is cleared up. But the goal is if you bring something in today for a show tomorrow and you require that space for the show 2 days from now, it has to be gone. One way or another. It has to be gone. I say this, I don't do this mainly because I have 8,000 square feet of space here and I have plenty of room to stuff it away. But if you're running in that limited area of a space, it has to be gone.
It was like a bomb blew up after the show. And to end with a good one, use ChatGPT for your show notes. I can help you with prompts if you're still struggling with that.
Mhm.
And I like your logo.
Yes. Daisy Lane makes a good point. Purging can be less expensive than trying to squeeze a buck out. Maybe. Totally agree, Daisy Lane. I
I
fell
agree.
into that same trap probably a good year ago, and I had half of my living room full of stuff that didn't sell, and I was going to list, and I was going to put on these other sites, and I was going to put in my bin, and that pile grew and grew and grew because I was too busy trying to run the shows where I couldn't take the pictures till the point where I had to make that exact decision that you guys were talking about. So I sometimes it is better just to move it on out. Just
Daisy Lane, please stick around for a little bit because I'm going to use you as an example.
all
Very
right.
shortly.
Let's move on to Melinda. Melinda, are we good? Did we cover we felt we covered Crystal's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Melinda's time capsule. This was our first, was this our first, no, second consistency. So it's another consistency
Mhm.
in systems. First of all, you've already done what we were just talking about. You have a space, you have a shipping area, you have a work area, you have a show area. You are on a good trajectory already. That's amazing. I loved your energy. I thought your energy was amazing, which I think is going to help. And the fact that you have a planner and you're writing it down. A lot of people put things in their head and they're like, oh, I want to do this and let's do this. The fact that you're taking the time to physically write it makes it more of a commitment and makes it more real. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to write stuff. It's that extra act of writing it down and then telling somebody about it to hold you accountable. I think you're already in that mindset to improve and put in those consistency and that those systems that
Mhm.
you're thinking about.
Yep. And think about that space that you have in your shed and think about where you can carve out the things you need for your business, even if it's just a tiny shipping area, a show area. Right now, we run our shows off of Tony's desk, which is not working. Those need to be separated.
Yeah.
I love your logo. I love the flower. The only thing I would suggest on it is to maybe put a black background to make that yellow flower pop a little bit more
On your
in chat.
thumbnails.
And the clicking pen, which you already know. I do that too.
I'm over here playing
I
with mine.
cannot.
Oh, Los
Tony
Angeles.
gets on me all the time on the podcast. I cannot have a pen in my hand.
She gets so mad at me because I will literally take it out of her hand. It is literally, and I'm like, hey, stop. 10 seconds later.
I just have to ask, did anybody else? It was so funny. I did not know. Was it paramedics? Go put your husband's tag in there. Paramedics and
Paramedic.
some numbers.
Yeah.
I did not know that that's your husband, but then I saw the message and I looked at my husband. I said, "Oh my God, that must be your husband!" Because the minute that message came up, you went like this. I would have done the exact same thing. That has to be the husband right there.
I laughed. I
I
laughed.
did too.
I laughed.
did
That
too.
was fantastic.
You threw the pen.
Kudos to the
Yeah.
hubby because that was a good one. If I could just ask, because again, I've not been in either one of your shows. How did Paramedic take off so much more to have 10,500 sales? I'm assuming you guys started around the same time. Just
He
an
started
assumption.
after, according
After?
to her show.
Okay, I missed that. How did he get 10,500 sales, but you only have a few hundred? What is
question.
the difference? And have you guys sat down and examined that difference before this challenge?
Are you going to tag for me? Thank you.
He's a natural salesman.
Hey, Scuba.
Hey, Scuba. So you're saying that just his natural salesmanship has generated him a following and sales versus you?
Different categories. Yeah.
Different. He does coins. I think I picked up on his
Yep.
coins.
I went and
Mhm.
looked at his profile too. I looked at all the profiles.
All the profiles.
I
So
will.
coins could be pretty competitive.
Coins are competitive.
I mean, more so than vintage, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's getting, the gap is closing, but yes.
Hey, Dragonfly.
I would.
No, go ahead.
I would also say with Melinda to possibly take a look at your profile, and maybe look at a rewrite of it,
Definitely.
because it doesn't talk about what you sell or really any of that. So, and I don't truly think profiles are hugely important on Whatnot, but for the few people that do enjoy going in and reading profiles, it could be important to those people.
Here's just a quick thing. If I'm new to your show and you have a 20-second pause for whatever reason, and I go look at your profile, I still have no idea what's going on. I just don't. So I would look at it that way.
I do.
We are very adamant about a logo.
Yeah, I think a picture of yourself in a thumbnail is okay, not for a logo.
Yeah, I personally think your logo should be your little I don't even know what it's called.
Your icon that's
icon.
that's being displayed in chat.
I think it should be a
That-
logo. I think you should look at not only because our true logo is much more detailed than what my icon actually is.
Yeah.
But it didn't downsize very well to be noticeable in chat. And you couldn't see all the details anyway. So our icon is actually different, not very much different, but it is different than our actual logo. So it
Yeah.
pops more in chat and you can tell actually what it is.
I will give you a quick example on this image right here. If I'm in somebody else's room and I start seeing I love discounts getting tagged, I can click that tag. I can go into whoever show my wife is in, and I can just hit the fast forward until I see my logo, because it stands out enough
It does.
that it is noticeable, right? And I fast forward until I see that logo, and
What did my wife say?
yeah, it's like, what the hell is
She
my wife
did
talking about now?
listen.
But
And you want
but
that brand recognition
you
over and
you
over
want
and
it
over. again.
over and over again every time that you're in there promoting yourself by communicating. You want that to be promoting you as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a logo designer in any way, but if any of you want help redesigning your logo, I am happy to help in what capacity I can.
You have done fantastic in ours, so
Yeah, she's done very well with yours. Yes, she
I love it.
has.
I don't do any
SS
of that.
Vintage says Walmart CEO's face is not on their logo. I mean, that says it all. It's not.
It's not.
None of the CEOs' faces are their logos.
It's not.
Just think about all the brands you follow.
You know their logo,
You would not.
not who owns the business.
You would not know Sam Walton or whoever is current CEO of Walmart walking down the street.
The
Nor
logo
Steve Jobs.
should be for the circle, whatever your icon. It should be on your packaging. It should be on your thumbnails. It should be everywhere that you could possibly paste it. Should be your logo.
Josie, your logo is actually one of the ones that I would say is okay, even though it is you on it. But that's
sorry,
because it tells a story.
Envy, thank you for your raid. I appreciate you.
All right, I'm
I just
sorry.
have to say thank
We'll
you
get to you,
Envy.
Josie.
But we'll get
Go
to
ahead.
Josie.
No, we'll get to Josie. Okay. So I think we're good. I think we talked about Melinda's. We're pretty good here. All right. Wicked Moxie, another consistency person. So, and this is consistency from Raid Trains. That made my heart happy. You know how I feel about Raid Trains. They're great, but they should be the complement to your business, not the business strategy in itself.
100%.
Whether you're conducting or being a part of them. So I love the fact that you're trying to pull back a bit and focus on your business. That's kind of the whole goal of this. So I couldn't be happier with that, and I really want to see, look at some metrics. How many trains did you do in the last couple of months? How many trains do you have planned to do this month? And holding yourself when you said I said no, that was great. Who were you talking to? Curated and Caffeinated, wonderful seller to get advice from
Oh,
too. So that
yep.
I'm glad that you're also reaching out to other sellers who have some experience and are showing some success on the app, because they'll guide you in the right way also.
Yep.
You're a very natural talker and you're funny. Use
Yes.
that to your advantage in running your own shows. And I know if you got started in raid trains on this app, you're feeling lost doing a much longer show that only is supported on your shoulders.
100%.
I understand that. Use your funniness and the fact that you talk very naturally so there's no gaps or pauses, and use that. I also had wrote down why so many raid trains before you actually explained it. If you're doing too many raid trains, you're detracting from your own brand. You're helping the raid train conductors, but are they actually coming back to you? And are they truly getting to know you? Um, and I really only had two negatives. I feel that your profile bio needs work and your tech issues.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes.
That is a show killer. Matter of fact, it's so much a show killer that Tony and I our standard is 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. If we're having tech issues because of a thunderstorm or something like that,
I'll kill it.
we'll kill the show.
I'll kill the show. If I cannot correct an internet issue and it's just laggy and it's going to stay that way and I can't fix it, I will end the show. It was very
Mhm.
glitchy. And I don't
Yeah.
know if that's your regular internet or whatever, but I know in your 15 minutes, it glitched out about 6 to 8 times.
Yep. So when you're moving to that store, test your Wi-Fi. If you need to get Wi-Fi extenders, make sure you do that before you start doing shows.
Mhm.
And I would just say that I wrote down a good speaker, good wit.
Yes.
You were funny. You were funny. You could hold an audience on your own without having to worry about the raid train. Lost my show earlier today,
But
but
it was just
it's
today.
not just today. Okay, that's good. That's good for you.
That's all I had.
That's yeah. I didn't really have anything negative outside of the raid train, which has been covered twice, so I don't need to do it again, and the tech, which has also been covered.
Logo. Any thoughts on logo?
That was you.
I actually like her logo. I would say it's a little busy in my opinion. I can't tell what it is, like sitting this far back from a phone. I don't want to put my face up to the screen. So I can't go into the show on my other phones. Otherwise it'll boot us out. So,
Yeah,
That's what the logo is.
but it's very noticeable.
yeah,
And I like that.
yeah.
I like the colors. I mean, it pops out to me when I'm looking
Mhm.
at it in the chat.
Exactly right.
And that's the most
Yeah.
important thing in my opinion.
Yep.
Is to pop out and chat.
Yep.
All right. Girl Friday Crafts. Miss
Girl
Whitney.
Friday.
Um, we're not going to be mean. I think I just picture everybody sitting there going, "Oh my God, what are they going to say about me?"
Constructive criticism. None of this is meant in a mean way whatsoever. It is meant to give you food for thought to improve yourself and your business.
I thought I'd been very good so far. Thank you
You
very
have,
much.
and I'll tell you what, you guys. I was so happy. We were sitting at my kitchen table. It was me, Tony, and Lysandra sitting at the kitchen table. We were talking about the CEO challenge, and we were like, "How can you be a part of this? How can we make this work?" And when this idea kind of came up, like, "Oh, we can co-host, we can do it this way," I was so happy because these are the people that will call me up after a show and say, "Hey, you did this great," or "Girl, you got to fix this," and it's never in a bad way. And I appreciate it so much because it's like to have that person who's going to be honest with you, but in a loving way, like that. And so really take all of this. I don't want to say with a grain of salt, but take it in a way that it is coming from a really, really good place.
Yep.
So, okay. I'm so glad to have all the perspectives. Only kidding. You're only kidding about being scared. Okay.
I
Girl
know,
Friday
Kristen.
Crafts. First of all, handmade and vintage, but just the fact that you're handmade really sets you apart and also presents a lot more challenges for you that some other people may not face. So let's just acknowledge that that exists right there because you're going to do repeat buyers with handmade. That's a huge task because
It
let's
is.
think about handmade. Handmade is usually a progression. People don't come in and buy something very expensive from a handmade artist without earning that trust and usually starting with small purchases and then working your way up to a bigger purchase. So to get that repeat buyer in that category is very difficult. The fact that you already have 11%, maybe even closer to 13 or 14 some months,
Yeah.
is fantastic. Um, and I like that you've gone through the list and you're also thinking of your own ways on how to encourage people to come back. So the recognition, your top 10, you're already taking that initiative to message your top 10. Think about from a handmade perspective, what is the entry point on what they're buying? And then when they come back the next time, what's the next entry point? Custom Wood Burning talks about this a lot in her shows, and I know you're familiar with her. So and she makes a really good point. When you're a handmade artist, it's easy to have something that costs $3, $4, or $500 because of the time and the materials that you're putting into it. But on Whatnot, is somebody going to walk in not knowing you and spend $3, $4, $500? Probably not. So as a handmade artist, you really need to think about those varying levels of items. So think about that too for your repeat buyer. At what level are they? And is the initial purchase? And then where's the how is that escalation going to work in a way that works for the buyers? So
That
that was my feedback.
that's one of the things I love about Lilac Bloom. Not only does she create those more expensive clothing pieces, but she also has entry points to her handmade items that are only $3 or $4.
Yeah.
And are much less time intensive to make. So she can have all those different levels.
And I don't know, just to piggyback on that, I don't know if that brings her new buyers or if that's more on the trust of her existing customer base to be able to sell those little $3 and $5 items. I don't know which audience that hits for her. So that's something to look at. I don't know the answer to that.
So my constructive support. Um, I feel like your icon is almost like a double negative. Tom, the product manager of Whatnot, I've heard him say twice now that cartoons are the least converting images on Whatnot. So, and so I said a double negative. Not only do you're using a profile picture instead of a logo, but you're also using a cartoon picture of yourself. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a logo there.
Come up with a logo that would fit your bill there.
I do love your show thumbnails. They're great
Mhm.
and they're fantastic. You're creative. I know you can do it.
It was your logo. You need to change it back. Gotcha.
The headspace in your show, which I don't know if you don't normally do face forward, and I know this is one of Noelle's big things, but you had a lot of space up here above your head. And your face was in the words the entire time that during your show.
It was.
Again, you might not typically do forward facing. I'm not sure. I did like your goal of for repeat buyers. I don't, is that anybody's goal or is she the
Nope,
only
just the
one?
No,
one.
just the
I
Just the
think
only
it's
one.
fantastic. You you also said
I see it.
a lot. It could have just been nerves. I get it. And then I have a suggestion on your live crafting shows that you talked about. They can be very hard. And the reason I think people have such a hard time with them and gaining traction with them is engagement with the chat. You're focused on your craft, not making sure people in your show are still entertained. And engagement with the people in your room is huge for keeping them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So just something to think about on how you can accomplish those two things as you're thinking about growing your business and doing more live crafting shows.
And so mine's a bit harder. Your inconsistency has basically because of the job and travel. And I don't know if the travel was part of the job or that was your you time or a combination of both. I don't know. I didn't get that out of the intro. What I would say is in the handmade and being able to do these type of things, we we just talked about doing different entry points, which means bigger items and smaller items. And smaller items typically can be done faster.
She's got fantastic sarcastic magnets in her bin.
Yes. So my question to you is, could you not have enough of those items on hand that you could do a show while on the road to stay consistent and keep your anchor shows week to week and still be able to sell and ship while you're at the 127? It's the second biggest reason Lysandra and I switched to jewelry is that I can fill a small little travel suitcase, go visit Noelle and Tracy, and do a show on the road.
Or can you sell what you find at the 127? Can you buy it and sell it right away?
Yeah,
I know there's
yeah,
some people that do that. I
and
don't
that's
know,
ours
like-
too, right? To be able
Yeah.
to source on the road.
I need volunteers for anybody going to the 127. I want to do a battle show. If that sounds
There
like
you
fun
go.
to you, hit me up.
I think we're
Can-
going south though.
Could one of you take Livy Will's question on pricing structures for handmade on entry points? You kind of touched on it, but I didn't know if you want to expand.
Okay. I'm not your handmade person. I don't make anything and I am not creative. Period, plain and simple. What I will say is this. Your time is worth money, and I 100% understand that. But you also have to look at, are you valuing your time out of the price market? Make sense? And the only reason why I say that is because if you know the Aaron Sphere, he had once, when he started initially talking about making caftans, and he came up with a price point of what he would have to sell them for. And
And I was like, Aaron, that's too high. You're pricing most people out
There's-
of the market.
I'm sure they're fantastic, but I guarantee you're not going to sell them for those prices. So he went back, he redid his numbers, he looked at what he was making, the cost of it, and his time of it, and he came up a significantly lesser amount that he was comfortable selling on Whatnot. And his first show of selling caftans, he sold out.
Sell out.
All
Some of them got bid up from a starting point.
they did,
And he started at $130.
yes. So what's a caftan?
It's like a moo but fancier.
And
Just go on my YouTube a couple weeks back and you'll see me in it. Anyway.
Livy Will.
It's Toonie's dress.
This Tony's dress, yes. The difference in pricing, handmade is such a unique category. It's not like vintage decor where we buy something to resell. I can start at $1 because I can source and control what I'm spending on my sourcing, knowing where my starting point is. Handmade is just a completely different beast in the fact that it's your time. My time doesn't matter when I'm pricing for reselling a vintage item. My
Yeah.
time means zero in that price. However, for handmade, time does matter in that equation because it is something that they are making and producing. So to do one price in handmade, as far as I'm concerned, that's not applicable. It really doesn't. You can't take that same methodology and that thinking and apply it to handmade.
Right.
And when you truly think about handmade items, they're very expensive items. So and if the more expensive your item is, the smaller your pool becomes of people who can afford that. So you need to cast a wider net. So you have to have more varying price points as a handmade person in order to make those sales. This is also why you typically see a lot of handmade people struggling to hit that $1,000 goal because it's difficult. The price points, the entry points for handmade is a lot harder for people to overcome and swipe on. So that's why we talk about the magnets and the things that are lower priced to help people get comfortable with you and trust you to then start to work their way up to buy more expensive things from you.
I know you're comfortable with printed materials. You do the shirts, you do the magnets. I know one of the handmade people that I talked to is a painter, and what I told her is she needed to focus on giftable items, especially as you start going into the Christmas time, and think you're not going to be able to paint 70 pictures a day, right? But what if you took one of your best selling paintings or one of the paintings that people oohed and awed over a lot and you put that painting on a mug or a tote? She was doing totes, shopping totes for a minute, and should have kept with it. But think about giftable items, especially as you're going into the Christmas season.
Mhm.
Think
And
of, sorry,
no,
think
go
of
ahead.
Tiny. Tiny the artist. If you're
No.
handmade, you have to know Tiny. Everybody should know
Oh my
Tiny.
God, shitty pet portrait.
Shitty pet
What a
portraits.
fantastic idea.
Mhm.
Amazing.
You got to
But
think
but
outside
it's
the
something,
box.
but
a
it's
lot.
literally something she can create in 10 minutes. Provides a fantastic chat. Everybody's in there talking about, oh, here's the picture. Oh my God, what is this person going to come up with? And Lysandra sent me in for a shitty pet portrait.
It's great too.
Yeah, and but that caused the entire conversation, right? It got her room going, the whole thing, right?
And she's very good about doing her art live and also engaging with everybody that comes into her room.
Yeah.
She's a good example of that.
Didn't mean for this to be like a tiny spiel, but if you have any
No, it's-
questions about how to do variations between lower dollar start items and her $200 hats or whatever they end up being to something in between, she starts those little pet portraits off at $1 start as an auction. I've seen them sell for $6. I've seen them sell for $42. But she just starts them at $1 because it's something she can handle and do very
And
quickly.
it takes her 3 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Daisy Lane makes a good comment. Anyone ever sold kits ahead of a scheduled craft class, kind of like a paint and wine shops? Love the idea. We've actually talked to Aaron about doing this.
Yes, we
About
have
we
too.
have,
Yes.
we
We've
have.
talked about Aaron about doing it.
So love the idea, but that's the out of the box thinking that handmade people need to really start to consider.
What's up,
No,
Tiny?
okay. Devin and Susan, extending grace does something along those lines also. Yep. Okay. Are we good? We want to move on?
Yep.
All right. Swan and Thistle. First of all, your branding is on point. You are a
Mhm.
girl after my heart with that high end. Like, I'm loving it. I'm loving the branding. I'm loving the sign behind you, the elegance of it. Like, you are Macy's. I always talk about, do we want to shop the Dollar General or do we want to shop at Macy's? You have Macy's all the way. I'm just like, give me more of that. So branding on point, a great personality. To me, looked like you were very comfortable on camera
Yes.
and very great with the storytelling. And I think I know where Lysandra's going to go with it. So I'm going to shut up and let her take it away. But your goal, you were the only one who wanted to do sell through rate.
Mhm.
We probably have the same feedback on the sell through rate because I saw your comment. So I won't say it. I love the goal. Sell through rate's important, and let's talk about how we can get that up. Go ahead, your turn.
So I also liked your branding, and it's well thought out and cohesive. What my only suggestion is your icon, if you can work on that a little bit, because it doesn't size down very well. That's it. You were very well poised throughout the show, and I enjoyed that. If you were nervous, you couldn't tell.
You could not tell.
Couldn't tell.
The only thing that I would suggest on that is I asked the same question twice and you didn't see it. So pay attention to your chat. It really is a make or break on whatnot, on how much can you pay attention to this chat and engage with people that are in your show.
Mhm.
I love that you want to create an experience and you're all about the research and the storytelling. And I asked Daisy Lane to stay on the show
I knew it was for her.
because she
Yeah, me too.
is a fantastic example of someone that uses the history of items and storytelling to sell her items in a show. And if you've never heard of Daisy Lane, she's right there in the chat. Go
Yep.
check out a Friday night show. You will fall in love with her.
Hello, extending grace.
Every other Wednesday night shows is going to be hard to build a following,
Mhm.
in my opinion. In my opinion, you need to try to work in at least once a week. And even that I feel like is a little bit hard, but every other week is going to be really hard to get your repeat customers to come and back and back and back. On your sell-through rate, one, if you're varying your start prices, that's going to hurt you. But if they're and I've never been in your show, so I can only go by assumption, but like your bin items were very close to eBay sold comps. Yes, we looked and we comped.
Yep.
Of course I did.
That's the first thing I thought when I scrolled the buy now, that it was the prices that popped out to me. It was like,
Yep.
oh yeah.
So,
Good time.
and again, you might be doing lower starts during your actual show. I don't know.
We
yet.
don't know that.
We're going to find out as we get to know you.
Yep.
The only other thing is I did like your bio. It was a little long, but so was mine. I get it. But your referral link, in my opinion, really doesn't need to be in there.
Mm-mm.
But that was it for me.
I have something to add real quick. Because Auntie Barbie was asking to bookmark the next show for Swan and Thistle, and I produced a template for them to utilize with a little coin that has a CEO challenge.
Optional.
And it was optional. They don't have to use it. But Swan and Thistle was the only one that I saw that was using the template, and she figured out how to utilize a photo and put the coin on top of the photo. So that was pretty cool. So Auntie Barbie, if you go to the profile, I believe is the first or second show, and you'll see a little coin on the bottom corner on the left that has the CEO woman.
Yeah. I feel that your thumbnails are on point. I think they convey the high elegance and the brand that you're going for and the vibe you're going for. So I don't know if you had any thumbnail logo feedback on that one. I liked the thumbnails for sure.
I didn't have anything wrote down. Maybe I was so entranced on how poised she was and going through her bin of blue transferware.
You were mesmerized by the blue transferware.
That's funny.
The price point, now I don't want to discourage. There is a place on Whatnot. As much as I love my dollar starts and low starts, there is a place on Whatnot for higher end starts also. It's been proven there's certain sellers that make this work. So I don't want to say like you have high end items. They do command higher prices. But as a buyer, be thoughtful about what Tony and Lysandra are saying. If they are eBay prices, why do I want to sit through an hour or 2 hour long show when I can just go grab it on eBay right now for the same price? Give that a little bit of consideration. And again, high end items deserve high end prices. I'm not like I don't want that taken wrong. And not everything needs to be sold at $1, but consider you need to keep them in your show. Part of it is that storytelling, that history, that education. Again, like they said, absolutely watch Daisy Lane. She does this wonderfully, and she's doing it really, really successfully every week.
She is.
Yeah.
I have a feeling part of the reason why you're doing every other week, and again, it's speculation, is one, you also work full time. Totally get that. I'm in the same boat, get that. But that your items are so curated and handpicked that getting an inventory to support
Sourcing.
a weekly show is probably difficult.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Daisy Lane does dollar starts too. Thank you, Crystal.
Mhm.
But getting inventory to support that in the way that you're sourcing. So to have this be a business that lasts for a long time, you may have to consider adding in other sourcing types to supplement some of the high end. Kind of like we were just talking about the handmade, there
Yep.
may need to be a little bit of a price entrance on some of those items.
And something you might want to think of when you're looking at growing your sourcing levels, you always want to look at buying in bulk, right? You get better prices, and I understand that you want a highly curated show. Maybe you partner up with another seller that's not quite as bougie. I just told Tracy this morning, I'll be her dive bar to her Michelin star restaurant. Maybe you partner up with another seller that maybe that inventory is amazing for them, and they take that kind of inventory off your hand while you keep the best.
But you're still buying in bulk to get the cheaper price.
Yep.
Yep. And I know we're using Daisy Lane as an example a lot here. There's a lot of similarities between Swan and Thistle and Daisy Lane.
There is.
There is.
A ton.
And And Swan and Chantel, if you have never been to Daisy Lanes, you should absolutely go and bookmark those shows. Seriously, go look at what the storytelling does with the pre-listing with dollar starts. Just look
And
at her show.
yeah, and Daisy Lane, when she kind of did, I want to say her comeback, it wasn't really a comeback. She took a little time off to reevaluate her business and her business strategy. And when she came back full time, and she does a show every Friday night,
Yep.
every other Friday, but she does other
Knocked it
shows in
out of
between.
park.
Yeah.
But she eliminated a lot of the lower end items from her inventory. She's like, I don't want to sell this. And she
Yep.
partnered up with another seller, just like Tony and Lysandra are saying, to get rid of a lot of that inventory. And she focuses on the high end inventory. Her
Correct.
stuff is very high end, a little bit different than yours, but it's still vintage and it's still very high end stuff. So she's doing what you want to do in a very successful way. So it's absolutely a good person to take a look at.
All right, real quick, because
Yeah.
y'all just rolling over Tony here for a moment.
You talk too
Sorry.
long.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
I just want 2 minutes. Chantel was the first person to point out the bin and direct people to the bin.
Yep.
Yes.
Chantel was the first one to do a giveaway and attempt to get followers out of this little Ray Train show.
Guess who the only person I followed out of the 8 was?
Chantel. Not true. I followed 1 or 2 of you just because I was being nice. But from a giveaway standpoint, she got most of the followers on this Ray Train. I don't even care if you can't afford a giveaway or you can't afford a giveaway. I'm just saying you missed an opportunity at potentially 30 or more followers just from this for doing your intro. Again, she was the first to point out her bin and ask you guys to go and take a look at her bin while she was talking. She was attempting to get sales and followers while she was doing her introduction.
Tony's
was-
a givey goblin, so take that with a grain of salt, though.
Yeah, 100%. I'm all about giveaways. The only negative, and please take this with a grain of salt. While your presentation was fantastic, while your direction to the bin was amazing, and your giveaway was fantastic, and your higher end quality items are great, I do not necessarily believe that your sticker giveaways fall into the same bouginess as the rest of your store.
They were pretty bougie.
They're
No,
fantastic.
I
From a
disagree with that
sticker standpoint, they are.
Oh, I completely disagree with Tony.
From
I
a
have to
sticker.
disagree.
From a sticker standpoint. No, hold on, Mel. Hold on. From a sticker standpoint, they are upper tier in stickers, right? From a giveaway standpoint, as awesome as you were, I don't want your stickers.
You give away stickers.
I do.
Albeit they might be
I
stickers
want
that you
those
stick on your
stickers.
face.
Mine are useful
I will take
stickers.
Tony's share of the stickers happily.
Totally fair.
I disagree
I've
from
got
the
to
fact
send you
that
stickers to review. No, I don't want
they
your
were
freebies just to get my approval.
She's
They
like,
were
I already know
completely
you take
branded.
bribes.
I'll win your damn giveaway. Don't worry.
they were completely branded, and the thought behind them, it wasn't the fact of a giveaway. It was a marketing tool, very clearly used as a marketing tool.
Mhm.
Whichever for me, you got to have a reason why you're doing your giveaways. I saw nothing wrong with the giveaway. I was completely happy with that.
I didn't either.
Hold on. Look forward 4 months. I have the same people in my show day after day winning those giveaways every single show. How many of those stickers do I want to have in the mail?
I liked them.
Are you going to want 19 sets of those stickers because you're in a show every third day for
No.
6 months?
At some point, if I like her, I'm just in a show.
But you're yes. But now her money is wasted on giveaways because now you don't care about them anymore.
But I have to say, if it's for marketing purposes to get people to come back, it's not, the intent isn't really for the people who are already coming back over and over.
I mean, Not about stickers, but do you know how let down I was when you announced this morning you were going to be backing off of your giveaways, and now I can't get stupid cards that I don't even use.
Dear God. Again, you see the
And
pushback,
she
and I could
sold
be
some
wrong.
stickers in her show.
I know. I know. I know. I'm just saying they may be good for like the newer ones, but I don't think it's I don't want your sticker.
All
Tony
right.
doesn't get the sticker. Don't worry.
We'll keep all your stickers. We love your
Done.
stickers.
Well, you'll have to fight her for them. She apparently likes them too. Whatever.
I was kind of like, I might.
Outside of the sticker, from Tony's standpoint, you were fantastic though.
Yeah.
The
You-
sticker's the only real problem I had. That was it. And it's such a small little thing. It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
Stop making it a big deal, everybody.
Okay, what I
You're the
saw
one
them,
that
what
brought
was
it
going
up.
through my head is, what did you use to design them? Where do you get them printed? Like, you don't have to answer, but that was going through my head because I've priced stickers, and I'm like, okay, what's she doing? How's she making this work? Because I like it.
And
So-
maybe that's just me being a 56-year-old man and looking at stickers and saying, eh.
I still say they worked. I can guarantee you she got the most followers out of anybody else on the train. And I didn't even notice that they were stickers. As soon as that giveaway went up, I went bloop, enter.
Oh, yeah. The bat signal.
Yes, and Bat Signal and the coupon. Let's talk about those real quick.
The
We were going to do
coupon
that for
was a
sure
Josie.
for Josie. But and this will be first before we get to Josie, because Josie did it too. The bat signal, guys. If you are going to have a bat signal, which is the little listing at the bottom that you want your people to bookmark that you can pin at the beginning of the show, it has to be a quote unquote reasonable selling price.
And it has to be a product. That
And you
way,
have
if
to
they
send
swipe,
something out.
there's a product to send.
It cannot be for $1 million. It cannot be for -5. A reasonable selling price for whatever product it is you are sending out, because you have to send something out for that listing. It's a purchase.
And Chris, and I'm going to go way back to Crystal because you had yours as an auction, so no one could accidentally swipe on it.
Oh yeah, they auction.
Do you know how many stickers I sell off of my bookmark listing?
I hate stickers.
It's surprisingly a decent amount. Surprisingly.
But yes, don't do it as an auction. Do it as a buy it now and send
Okay.
out something.
Someone had an auction then. Okay.
Who had it as an auction? It was
Okay. So let's go to Josie. We're getting
Libby.
late.
All right. Yes.
I think
Josie.
Libby's was the auction.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it as a buy it now, Libby.
Josie
Sorry,
Junk in the Trunk Mercantile, vintage seller. Average order value. Yours is
Mhm.
low. Definitely need to bring that up. But like, that is, if you're going to be in business, you can't survive that way. So we absolutely a perfect one to pick. I agree with your husband when you were like, what your husband said, what? It's what? Yes, let's get that up. Girl, you got the biggest personality. I have not laughed that hard in somebody's show in a long time. Like,
Dear God, we came into what, a tambourine or something? What the
I
hell just
know,
happened?
like, oh, I was dying laughing. Now, at the same time, I saw Mel go, hey, what's your metric? And somebody else said, trying to stay on track. And I'm like, and the metric is, we are tired. It's down there. We just got pinned. Josie, Junk in the Truck Mercantile. You have the makings of something that could be great. The entertainment value is there. It's not even something you have to work on. We got to just reel you in to focus when you need to focus. Go for it, Lysandra. Tony.
I can see that. I also have ADD and I have trouble focusing. Um,
Here, I got it.
your name is long. Really long.
Your name is hilarious. Your name is fucking effing hilarious. It's long. I think if you can brand it to Josie Junk, you'll be okay. But if you're trying to get people to say Josie Junk in the Trunk Mercantile, there, it's never going to happen. I'd be cautious of that.
I loved your call to action. There was very few people that really put that out there in their show, and I appreciated that you several times you had a call to action in your show. My one stickler, your squirrel bucks.
Oh, let me do it. I'll be the bad guy. Listen, because we do it. Chubby Bucks. I created Chubby Bucks a long time ago. Listen, you can give away coupons via the giveaway option in your Whatnot show. They have to be used in that show.
Same show. You still have to send out something, a sticker, something to them.
The coupon saying they want it may or may not suffice as something to send out, but you have to send them something. But it has to be used in the same show. Period. Just so you know. It's
So the
coupon and Happy
coupon-
Mails.
But no one had a
Yeah.
chance to use it in your 15-minute show because it drew at the very end of your show.
And we're not even supposed to advertise in our giveaways that we're putting a coupon for a future thing. Like, I'm not supposed to talk about my rewards cards in a giveaway. That's why they're called CEO affirmation cards and a vintage postcard.
Yes.
Then if you get a rewards card as a bonus, good for you. You got one as a bonus.
Yeah.
So when I don't want to say smaller, when you're just starting out, most people are going to ignore it, and they're going to just be like, "Oh, she's new, she doesn't know." But as you start to grow and you become threatening to other people, they're gonna report you for that
100%.
type of stuff.
Can I go back real quick? I'm sorry.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna-
No, you go for
Well,
it.
you're going back and looking. Girl Friday Crafts, you send them a coupon code in their Whatnot messages.
In the message. Real time. As soon as the giveaway's over, send them a message. Have the coupons made up and ready and message them over a code.
Crystals, the giveaway still automatically pulls though. You just no one knows, but on the back end, it still pulled someone, and there's a giveaway for them to send out.
It's just 30 people didn't see the winner. Only the actual winner saw in their activity. Those giveaways still pull.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
Libby, during the show.
Because I am the queen of forgetting to pull giveaways,
Yeah.
and they have never pulled. Like, I have rated out. Maybe it's the times that I do buyer giveaways are the ones I always forget, and they've never pulled.
That's odd.
Yeah, sometimes they don't.
We'll do some testing on that to make
Yeah,
sure.
if you
But
could
we have always heard and been told. I don't know that we've ever rated out without the giveaway.
We will 100% start rating out with giveaways going.
Yeah, please.
We will test it.
I'll test that to
I
infinity.
messed one up like the last raid train I was on, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I messed it up completely and forgot to pull the buyer's giveaway. And then they booted me out of the group chat. I really think I didn't do a good job.
Sabaloo comment.
Sabaloo has a comment. I thought when you close the show, the Givey does not run. We're gonna test it.
That's well. I'll test it,
Okay.
Lou.
All
I
right.
will test it. Melinda.
Josie, the idea that you came up with is a great idea,
Mhm.
but it has to be on the same show.
Same show.
If you're gonna run it like that, so make sure that you run it and they utilize it for the same show. Otherwise, it will be invalid.
And if you're running a one-person show, it may be difficult. Chubby Bucks,
Thank
Tony
you,
and
Zodi.
Sandra do it because they got each other to.
There we go. Nacho, say hi.
If people get left from the raid, that giveaway will still run because the show's still active. Just like
Okay, good.
just like you can raid and leave an auction active, and if someone stays to keep the show open, you can go back and actually bid on an auction after everyone's been raided out. We have seen that in several raid trains recently.
So there's a positive to not rating. There's a
I
positive to
pull-
this whole raid
falling
thing.
off and
I
being
heard
left behind.
Nacho say to hi do this, and I now do it. When someone's rating out and a giveaway is running, I will try to minimize their show really quick so I don't rate out.
But as soon as you pop up, it kicks you off. It sends you on the way.
No,
You have to wait long enough, but by then the giveaway might have already run. Anyway, it's testing. It's testing.
All right, we have a question from T-Line. Why
Before
not
the-
just use a coupon thing?
Before that question, because I've been trying
Go
to get
for
to
it,
Melinda
Tony.
real quick.
Sorry.
Melinda, I have to apologize to you.
No, Jenna.
I have to apologize because I put in there 4 minutes in the hidden chat for 4 minutes and to give your metric. I honestly looked at the clock and saw 6 when in reality it was 1 and you still had plenty of time. No, because it kind of threw you off in there. It was my fault, 100% my fault.
You're fired.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Bet. Watch me go sit back in the chair and listen to you guys with a glass of bourbon. Watch that happen. It's going to. I forgot to apologize when it was your turn. I wanted to make sure that I apologized. Period. Okay. Who was T-line question?
Let's go back. Can you guys see it? Let's see. T-line. Why not just use a coupon thing that Whatnot provides and they can click on it so after so many purchases and use it whenever?
Because I use it as a
Rewards?
I use it as a bonus. I use it as
Yeah.
an incentive. What I do is I will do a giveaway for our quote unquote chubby bucks to incent a buyer to buy something rather than sending them some garbage thing that they may or may not want.
They get to pick their giveaway
They
in our
pick
show.
their giveaway, and it creates a buyer who then Lysandra said the number this morning. What is our return buyer on the coupons in the show?
It's like 80% of all of our Chubby Buck giveaways
Are
are
you-
utilized.
That's amazing. That is really
80%.
good.
But
for
how
a
many of them
coupon.
buy the second item?
The
You get that
second
number
item
too.
in the show is like 92%, but that doesn't take into account whether that purchase was before they won the Chubby Bucks or after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 80% of our giveaway coupons get used. And of the ones that use it, 92% buy something else.
Mel. But is our average order value $10? No way.
My average
Ne-
order value is
mm-mm.
$3 on jewelry, Mel.
It's a little bit higher than that, but our average order value is way less. No one hardly ever gets the full value of the $10.
The only chance you would get to use the $10 pretty consistent would be the earring show.
But you know what's fantastic about it is while it is a free giveaway that they get to choose, they do still have to pay the shipping, right? They pay the shipping and now they have free shipping for the rest of the show.
Bruno, I'm
guys,
giving
give
away
me
a
one
coupon.
second. Livy is asking if she can create a coupon, give the code to a mod.
You
start
can.
Start the Givi at the beginning of the show, and then the mod can message that coupon
Yeah.
to the winner.
Of
And
course.
that's like Chubby Bucks. Yeah. Yeah.
Of
she can
course.
do that.
It doesn't matter who sends the code to the customer.
And then let me answer Delta. Delta, you can minimize the show, and that pauses your show, thus creating a pause and not necessarily closing your show. That way, you don't lose your pre-bids. The minute that you close the show, if you go to a computer, you can restart the show within 2 hours. If you take more than 2 hours, then
It's
everything
done.
else is gonna be lost.
Yeah.
So, but you have to restart within 2 hours from a computer. Now you can minimize the show on the phone, and the pre-bits will still be there, but you have to come back to the show.
Yep. All right. Hopefully that
Bruno.
makes sense. Bruno's. Yes. You guys
Bruno.
take Bruno's. Yeah.
Here it is. You can give away a coupon. Okay. Totally legitimate to give away a coupon. But if you do it in the giveaway form where everybody joins the giveaway and it randomly draws a name, that coupon has to be used in the same show. I cannot give you a coupon for you to use in future shows.
It's called stored value. It's a big reason why Whatnot doesn't do gift cards.
Unfortunately. Hopefully that will change. But right now, this is what we have to live with. So give away all the coupons you want. I'm a firm believer. I give away Chubby Bucks every single show. But you have to make sure that they get
Okay.
used in the same show.
This isn't a seller support though. In the
Correct.
typical sense. If you have
Sorry, Jen.
questions, you can message Tony and me.
Yes.
Oh, damn, rein Tony in. I'm sorry.
With that, we are probably going to end here. We're going to go raid somebody.
See, she was
Tony and
done
Lysandra,
anyway.
would you like to pick? Do you guys know anybody?
Yeah, Lysandra, who do you want to
Don't
cut
get
to?
into the show.
I know who.
Oh, or
Oh, Noel's got
somebody
someone
picked.
picked.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me see if she's still on.
Before we go, we are
was
doing
good.
this again. We have 3 more seller showcases for our CEO participants. If you want to follow along at home and get a challenge for you to do in your business, DM me. We'll add you to the Dropbox where you can get that file every single week. And for my participants here, for the 8 participants, your new information will be there sometime tomorrow. So your next week's information, I will message you as soon as it is loaded up tomorrow.
I did not get the information for this week.
Sorry, I added you late, but you will get it tomorrow. My fault.
All right, she's not on, but I got someone else.
Okay, we're rating. Thank you so much,
Next
Kenny and
Monday.
Sandra. You guys
Thank you.
made it so much more interesting, and everybody from season 1 was saying they love the new edition. So thank you.
Oh,
Thank
thank you
you,
guys.
guys.
Ghosts and
Appreciate it.
ghosts.
Oh, see,
Bye.